Yerevanda əhalinin 19-cu əsrin əvvəllərində 70%-nin Azərbaycanlı olması faktını bir yana qoyuram. Bunu bir yana qoyuram. Bunun haqqında danışmayacağım. Öz müqəddəratına gəldikdə onlar hər zaman bu haqda danışırlar. Erməni xalqı öz müqəddəratını artıq təyin edib. Onların erməni dövləti var. Mənim məsləhətim belə olacaq ki, onlar ikinci dəfə öz müqəddəratını təyin etmək üçün yer kürəsində başqa yer tapsınlar. Azərbaycanda yox.
Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan. This is historical truth, and this is based on the international law norms. And territorial integrity of Azerbaijan is recognized by the whole world, and Nagorno-Karabakh is integrated part of our country. From historical point of view, back in 1805, the Khan of Karabakh, Ibrahim Khan, signed a treaty with general of Russian Empire, Tsityanov. Under this treaty, Karabakh Khanate, Azerbaijani Karabakh Khanate, as an independent country, became under the rule of the Russian Empire. In that treaty was called Kürekçay Treaty. The text of this treaty is in internet. Nothing is said about Armenian population of Karabakh. Other treaties were signed in 1813 and 1828, Gülistan and Turkmenchai. Under these treaties, the rest part of Azerbaijan became part of Russian Empire, and also Dagestan, Georgia, and Armenia also. So this is a historical part of the issue. Then, during the period when Russian Empire collapsed and Georgian and Azerbaijani Democratic Republic were established, one of the first decrees of Azerbaijani Democratic Republic in 1918 was to transfer Yerevan from Azerbaijan to Armenia and to announce it a capital of Armenia. This is also a historical fact. If you give something to someone, that means that this something belonged to you. In 1921, the Caucasus Bureau of the Bolshevik Party made a decision to retain Nagorno-Karabakh within Azerbaijan, to retain and not to transfer, as some Armenian historians want to present. This is also a historical fact. And the other historical fact is that in 1923, the Azerbaijani Soviet Social Republic issued a decree on creation of Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous District inside Azerbaijan. So this is a history. And then in the end of 80s, Armenia launched an aggression against Azerbaijan. 300,000 Azerbaijanis were deported from the territory of Armenia. And then in the beginning of 90s, Armenia launched aggression already against Azerbaijan Republic. And as a result of that aggression, almost 20% of our territories are under occupation. And 1 million of Azerbaijanis became refugees and IDPs. Our people were subject of ethnic cleansing. You know, during my experience of negotiation with Armenian leaders, I had this opportunity with two predecessors of Mr. Pashinyan. Always in the very decisive moment of negotiations, they found some excuse in order not to continue. Otherwise, to put it, all of them wanted to keep status quo unchanged, but all of them tried to do it differently. Now, when Prime Minister Pashinyan talks about his proposal that the resolution must be accepted to the people of Azerbaijan, I answered to that. And I said, what is acceptable to the people of Azerbaijan? People of Azerbaijan, those who suffer from Armenian aggression, want to go back to their homes. It is their fundamental right. They're deprived from this right for almost 30 years because Armenian leadership, it is not Nagorno-Karabakh. And when Prime Minister talks about so-called self-defense forces of Nagorno-Karabakh, again he's telling things which is not true. Because he knows very well, and I know, that more than 80% of so-called Nagorno-Karabakh army are citizens of Armenia. And this is true, maybe even more than 80%. Therefore, there is no Nagorno-Karabakh army. There is no Nagorno-Karabakh republic. And there are only two parties to the conflict, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Ask OSCE Minsk co-chairs, who are the parties to the conflict? They will say the same, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Nagorno-Karabakh is not. Why it is not? It is other question, but it is not, and we are not going to talk to them. We are talking to aggressor. We are ready to talk to Nagorno-Karabakh in case Armenia stops funding this illegal entity, Armenia pulls back all their military troops from Nagorno-Karabakh, and completely withdraws from our territory. And then we will have, arguments to talk to these people. But until they are there, no way. And they want to keep status quo unchanged. They think that they can keep these territories under occupation forever. And I'm sure that that will not be the case, and our territorial integrity must be restored. We had, coming to the second part, we had exchange of journalists recently. And I think that was an experience which we need to evaluate. We need to evaluate its positive and negative side, because part of society in Armenia and in Azerbaijan was not very supportive to that format. But that was a decision by two leaders to try. We want to try every opportunity to find a peaceful settlement, to persuade Armenian people that they cannot live like that forever. They need to find a solution with us and live in the future in peace as neighbors.